First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
We begin with breaking news out of Chesapeake, a deadly house fire in the Chesapeake Square area.
Fire crews were called to the house on West Bugle Drive off Taylor Road at around 2:30 this afternoon.
10 on your side's Jason Marks is there, and he joins us now live via Skype. Jason, what can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you it's still very much an active scene. Investigators are here trying to figure out what sparked today's deadly fire. Now, I'll show you some video of what's going on here and give you a closer look. This is all done through Skype video, but so it's not as clear as we would like it to be. But this home is right off of Taylor Road. We're told that around 2:28 this afternoon, that's when passersby noticed smoke coming from the house. Now, we did talk with one man who happened to be passing by who tried to help people who were inside. He said he ran up to their home. He tried to bang out all the windows. He heard people hollering for help. They tried to get to him. One man was able to come out of the house. That man was rushed to the hospital.
All right, that's Jason Marks via Skype. One person dead in that fire in Chesapeake and one injured.
Yes, that's on Bugle Drive off of Taylor Road. And of course, we're using that Skype technology, and it's not always clear, but he did say, from what we could hear, that a passerby saw the fire there and ran into the house to try to help out. We'll see if we can clean that up for you and bring you more later on. Well, tonight we are learning more about the 5 people found dead inside a trailer in Accomack County, including the person suspected of the crime.
And the sheriff's office says a call for an attempted suicide came in just after 5 last night. It's a rural area called Gargatha, which is near Parksley. 10 on your side broke the story this morning as Chopper 10 got a first look at this trailer and the investigation. Our Ann McNamara has been on the ground all day. And Ann, what have you learned tonight?
Well, Tom, the sheriff is calling this a murder-suicide, meaning the suspect is among the 5 dead. Now, still no ID on any of those victims, but 10 on your side learned from multiple sources today that 2 children lived in that mobile home. Families spent the morning in each other's arms, waiting to hear if their loved ones were among 5 found dead in a trailer.
I keep on telling these people I want to see the body of my sister.
Omar Colon Matias is convinced his sister and her 2 children, ages 9 and 11, were victims.
The little girl, she was a beautiful girl. And I never have a beautiful girl like that. This maintain I have a part of my heart.
The property manager confirms Omar's sister and her children were staying there temporarily with friends who rented the trailer. So Beta Gonzalez says one of the friends is her daughter.
Sábado yo estuve aquí en la casa de ella.
She was here Saturday with her daughter.
Ahí estaban los dos niños.
And they were there, the kids were there.
Y la mamá de los niños.
And the mother.
Through a translator, she explains the frustration of not knowing. We asked her if she's lost hope.
Después que Jessica me dijo que miró la foto esa, perdí la esperanza.
After this, her daughter's friend told her that she saw a picture of her daughter, she lost it. But she did have, hope that she was still alive.
The sheriff told both families the answers they need are the autopsy results. And until those are released, the worry and the wondering continues. Who could have done this and why?
I can't bleed in nobody because I don't got proof to bleed into somebody. If I got proof, I can bleed into somebody.
Still no word on how those 5 people died. We've also asked the sheriff, are they investigating this as a domestic violence case? The sheriff unable to answer those questions at this hour, but they're handing us news releases as we stand here throughout the night. So we are working on getting this information for you, and we'll bring it to you with an update at 6 o'clock. Live, I'm Ann McNamara. Back to you.
Well, it started off warm and sunny, but cooler temps rolled in as the day went on, and some rain on the way, huh, Don?
Yeah, we have had a few sprinkles into the Hampton Roads area, but not much yet. We're going to see more overnight, and we've got the weekend for you, too, so we want to show what's going on. First of all, Super Duper 10 Live, you can see that rain is threatening. It's hitting parts of the area, certainly into the Middle Peninsula and covering the northern neck, parts of Accomack County under some rain as well, light rain. But into the Hampton Road cities, basically just a hit or miss sprinkle or two thus far. But Williamsburg, you're on the edge of it. Fort Eustis area, parts of Surrey County getting a little bit of rain, but very widespread once we get north of Gloucester Courthouse, and also once we get north of about the town of Accomack along the eastern shore. So again, there's rain out there. Temperatures right now, 50, 52 degrees, and these are basically around 10 to 20 degrees below what we had yesterday at this time. The off and on light rain is going to continue overnight. That rain should end, but cold air stays for the weekend. It's only going to be the upper 40s days for Saturday and for Sunday. We'll tell you more about our weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
A 74-year-old woman robbed and knocked to the ground. This happened a week ago in Newport News. Well, police arrested 35-year-old Elevation Clark during a traffic stop, and now the victim is talking only to 10 on Your Side. Ava Hurdle is in the newsroom with that story. Ava?
Tom, it's an unthinkable crime, but the bruised victim is speaking out in hopes this doesn't happen to anyone else.
My arm has bruises where this is the purse, where he pulled it off of my arm. I fought him for it.
74-year-old Arden Washburn got more than she bargained for outside a grocery store last week. She admits a car pulled up in the parking lot beside her and she got suspicious.
I'm thinking he's coming after me. What am I going to do? So apparently I turned around to run away, and that's when he came up behind me and pushed me.
Washburn was left with bruises to her chin, a left hand, and to her knees as she fell hard on the pavement and watched the robber quickly get away, but not for long.
Within a couple hours, we received a call from Hampton Police stating that the suspects may possibly be in custody. Info we received is that a vehicle was pulled over, and in that vehicle was Miss Washburn's property.
Washburn says she only had $40 in her purse, gone along with a credit card.
Wow. I don't understand.
And why did this happen? That part of the story is ahead at 6. Live in the newsroom, Ava Hurdle, 10 on Your Side.
Well, Clark is facing several charges. He's expected in a Hampton courtroom January 23rd for a hearing.
Norfolk police are looking for a pair of bank robbers. Detectives say 2 men with guns hit up the Heritage Bank on North Military Highway at around 2:30 this afternoon. No one was hurt. If you have any information about possible suspects, call the crime line. Witnesses say a small plane nosedived into the ground and flipped upside down. It happened this morning in Bertie County, where highways 17 and 45 intersect in the community of Midway. That's between Windsor and Edenton. A 10 on Your Side viewer sent this picture to report it at WAVY.com. The pilot was pinned and crews airlifted him to the hospital. No word on his condition or the cause of that crash.
Governor Bob McDonnell says 80 new jobs are on the way. IMS Gear Virginia is planning a $35 million expansion in Virginia Beach. The company makes parts for automatic car seats. Officials say these new jobs will pay an average salary of $48,000 a year.
It's like the boy who cried wolf, but false alarms on the high seas are costing you money and possibly your safety. The story, tonight at 5:30.
Care packages for a cause. Coming up next, I'll let you know just how many are being sent overseas.
2 former Penn State officials charged in connection with a sexual abuse case against Jerry Sandusky will have their day in court. You're going to hear what an assistant football coach says he saw and reported.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Libus, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Back to that breaking news in Chesapeake, a deadly fire in the Chesapeake Square area.
Crews were called to the home on West Bugle Drive off of Taylor Road at about 2:30 this morning. The fire department says when firefighters arrived, there were flames coming from the front windows of the home. They found 1 person dead inside.
And the officer who arrived on the scene before the fire department had to go to the hospital for smoke inhalation. We're going to update this story further tonight on WAVY News 10 at 6.
Graphic testimony today from the main witness in the sexual abuse case against former Penn State assistant football coach Jerry Sandusky.
Mike McCreary took the stand in the pretrial hearing of the 2 men many believe tried to cover up the abuse. Then on Your Side's Michelle Franzen has the courtroom developments from Pennsylvania.
For the first time, Mike McCreary spoke publicly about allegations he witnessed Jerry Sandusky having sex with a boy in a Penn State locker room shower in 2002. In graphic detail and under oath, McCreary, then a graduate assistant, says he first heard noises coming from the shower, then saw Sandusky standing behind a boy with his hands around his waist. He testified that while he wasn't 100% certain, he believed Sandusky was molesting the boy. His testimony is key in the hearing for 2 Penn State University officials facing perjury charges. Prosecutors say Tim Curley and Gary Schultz lied to the grand jury about what McQueary told them. Legal experts say McQueary's testimony today was convincing and damaging.
The only question in this proceeding is what he described to Curley and Schultz. Did he describe something that was necessarily a sexual act?
Curley and Schultz's lawyers maintain their clients were not told by McQueary about the sexual details. McQueary's testimony may be contradicted by another grand jury witness and family friend who says on the night the alleged abuse occurred, McQueary told him he only heard noises. McQueary is also facing criticism. He didn't do enough to stop the alleged abuse. McQueary says he was shocked and distraught and turned to his father for advice, but did not go to police. Instead, he met with head football coach Joe Paterno and testified he conveyed to Paterno what he saw. In a written statement read in court, Paterno said McQueary told him he saw an older person fondling a young person and identified the man as Sandusky. Paterno said he told McQueary he would pass his concerns to the right people and testified he contacted Curley. Also testifying today, McQueary's father and campus police officials. But the grand jury witness and family friend whose account may conflict with McQueary's did not take the stand. In Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Michelle Franzen for 10 on your side.
Not all our military men and women will be home for the holidays. That's where these folks come in. Wait till you find out how many packages they got together in a matter of hours.
And when you think of UPS, you probably picture this, those big brown trucks, but there's something else in the fleet. We're going to show you how else drivers are making those drop-offs and whether you can expect to see them in your neighborhood.
Hello there, my name is Brooke DeWalt. I'm a Navy commander assigned here at Headquarters International Security Assistance Force in Kabul, Afghanistan. I'd like to just say happy holidays to all my family and friends, and in particular to Joseph Sosa and all the great crew at Chambers Field in Norfolk, Virginia. And thank you all, and really appreciate all the support and all the great goodies you're all sending our way to support us here in Afghanistan. Thank you so much.
Well, there's a whole lot of love getting stuffed into some boxes tonight. At Naval Station Norfolk, volunteers are putting together 10,000 care packages for service members. 10 on your side's Melanie Woodrow was on base earlier today. Melanie, these volunteers are pretty quick, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. Talk about an assembly line. These volunteers, about 150 of them, were stuffing snacks, toiletries, and other treats into thousands of boxes, all in a couple of hours.
It's funny how it's the little things in life.
A little piece of home is finding its way overseas this holiday season with a big show of support.
Operation Care Package, USO.
I'm trying to keep up. Somewhere in between the coffee and the hand warmers, Amanda Martin found her place in this giant assembly line.
There's a pretty good turnout, so hopefully people keep on going and we can get this done pretty quick.
150 volunteers stuffing 10,000 care packages to the beat of the music and their hearts.
It hits close to home to me because last holidays I was one of those people who were deployed. So getting the care packages when we weren't hitting ports and everything else, it was a lifesaver and a blessing.
This year it was Tawana Anderson's turn to give back.
If I can, I will.
By next week, Michael Badia will be in Afghanistan serving his second tour. But just days before he leaves his family, he found his way here to help as well.
It's people like this that show that it does mean something and that there are those folks that do care.
With each bell ring, these volunteers are one pallet closer to their goal and delivering love and support to those who serve. So also on that line, volunteering on the assembly line, was a well-known country music star. We'll introduce you to him, and you'll get a chance to hear from him coming up tonight, new at 6. Reporting live in Norfolk, Melanie Woodrow, 10 on your side.
The event is sponsored by the USO and Jack Daniels. The USO has delivered more than 2 million packages since 2003.
Now that is a Christmas party.
Yeah, really.
You know, they were having a good time, doing a lot of good for the troops overseas.
That's good.
And Everybody's going to get rained on pretty soon. Sorry.
Leave it to this guy.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a chilly weekend.
Just dampen our spirits.
Well, I'll dampen the spirits overnight. But the weekend looks fine in terms of rainfall. I don't think we're going to see all that much rainfall over the weekend. This could last into the very early morning hours tomorrow morning. But you can see into the Hampton Roads area, not much going on quite yet as far as rainfall. Seeing a little rain move through right about through here toward Fort Eustis, on toward about Seaford, perhaps Yorktown, right on into here. Very, very light rain. We've seen a couple of sprinkles as well move on through during the afternoon. But the bigger rain is on off to the northwest. And you can see it into Tappahannock, all the way on up to the Potomac River, and over the eastern shore, seeing a pretty steady rain now from the Melfa area northward. Certainly the northern neck, it was, excuse me, the middle peninsula, it was, as of about 15 minutes ago, it had only dropped as far as about here, but now it's right on into Gloucester Courthouse and toward Matthews County as well, covering the northern neck and parts of the eastern shore, getting some scattered light rainfall as well, and that's going to continue during the overnight hours. And we want to take a look at what's going on. Rain is going to leave for the weekend, but cold air is going to stick around through the weekend. It's not going to warm up for a while either. Here's a look at what's going on in terms of that rainfall moving in. This is almost exactly what we expected. There is some snow on off toward the mountains. You can see it in the pink and purple colors, and it'll remain on up into there. They could get a little bit of a mixture of rain, sleet, and snow toward the D.C. area during the overnight hours, and you saw one little patch of a mixture dropping on down through about the Chincoteague area. So I would not be surprised if on the northern edges of our area overnight, so you probably won't see it, you'll be asleep toward the northern neck and northern Accomack County. You could see a flake or two of snow mixed in, but chances are you're not going to wake on up with any kind of snow on the ground at all. 7 o'clock in the morning, a light northerly wind, a stray sprinkle or two remaining, and then it just stays cool during the day. Here's where things are at the noon hour. Light northerly wind at about 10 miles an hour, and really that northerly wind will continue, and we'll see some off and on cloud cover over the weekend. Now during the overnight hours, the bulk of the rain again is going to be right through here. In other words, where we're seeing it already, but we could see around 1/1500ths of an inch, third of an inch, a little bit more toward the Richmond area, up to around half an inch of rainfall into the region. Now as far as temperatures during the day tomorrow, right now it's around 49, 50 degrees. It's going to be cooler tomorrow, 46, 47 degrees. We move on through the overnight hours into Sunday morning and Sunday during the day, around 48 degrees for a high temperature. I'll look at the cloud cover that we've had, and again, a stray sprinkle or two is about it. But it's chilly out there, and again, that cloud cover is socked in right now. Cloudy skies, 50 across the board. Newport News, Norfolk, and Virginia Beach, 48 in Hampton, 52 in Chesapeake and Suffolk. High today, that was this morning when we hit 66 degrees, but temperatures really cooled down during the late morning hours, and they're going to remain cool. Again, rainfall overnight at any point, tending to slacken off toward dawn. Could see an isolated shower tomorrow morning at 9, but the big story for the weekend is the fact it's going to remain chilly, 47 and 48 degrees on Sunday. Monday, a little warmer, 54. Nice warm up into Wednesday and cooling back down again by Thursday. So again, a very chilly weekend ahead, a little warmer next week.
Final days of 2011, guess what? It's time to start preparing your taxes. We're on your side to make sure you don't miss any valuable deductions.
Are you sniffling and sneezing? Yeah. It might not be the common cold or flu. We'll tell you what else it could be. New at 5:30. We're not trying to put a damper on your holiday celebrations.
But it's time to start thinking about your taxes. Yes, already. It's the time to get your receipts and documents in order for the 2011 tax year.
Maybe establish a filing system so that when your 1099s and W-2s and other tax documents comes in, you can put them in one place.
You hear that, honey? Got to get that together for me. Is the season of giving, so if you get a charitable donation, remember that you qualify for deduction only if you itemize on your return and make sure you get receipts or a bank record.
An often overlooked deduction is the earned income tax credit. People with incomes up to around $49,000 can get a credit for as much as $5,000. There's an interactive tool on the IRS website that you can that'll tell you if you're eligible. We posted a link on WAVY.com.
If you refinance your home this year, closing costs, those are deductible. There's also a lifetime learning credit as well. That's for taking a course to improve or get new job skills. That could be worth up to $2,000.
Seeing big brown trucks making deliveries is nothing new, but now UPS has something else in its fleet. We'll show you the way drivers are dropping off some holiday packages.
Mismanagement of funds, misidentified graves. That's just some of the problems at Arlington. Tonight at 5:30, find out if there are any improvements under new management. Every day at least.
Hello. I'm sorry, I'm coming. Yeah, I have a really huge, tall wheelchair, and my dog's in the front.
She's been so good with that tree. She's been very cool. So.
Like. Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now? 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry.
Picture this, a moving car with no driver. That could be the next road off the information superhighway. Let me explain. Google has a patent for a so-called landing strip sensor. It tells the vehicle where to stop and where to go. The sensor could be markers on the paint on the street, a sign on a wall. A spinning laser on the car's roof sees its surrounders to avoid collisions. No word from Google on when production could start. Kind of creepy. Well, this holiday season, UPS has another way to get your packages to your door. Delivery drivers are adding pedal power to the fleet of big brown trucks, delivering nearly 26 million packages every day. The company says the bikes help save money and cut down on fuel costs.
Along with the fuel alternatives, along with the cash savings, it's also a great way of just staying in shape.
Well, it sounds like a good idea, the economy being like it is. If they can save $1, I'm all for it.
Better be in shape. Winchell says he averages 5 to 10 miles a day on his bike. Of course, the bikes can only haul 15 to 20 packages a trip. So will a delivery driver come to your door, Nicole, on 2 wheels? I don't know. A spokesperson tells Ted on Your Side drivers are not on bikes in Virginia or North Carolina yet. But stay with us. WAVY News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.